Hello, today we're going to do pears. This is my first time doing pears. I actually do not know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm winging it here. So these are the pears that we harvested from our tree this year for the first time. I think they're barlettes, I'm not sure. I am peeling, coring, and I am putting the pieces over here in a water. It's like, it says a gallon of water to a tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice to help keep the pears from turning brown. Yes, there's stuff floating because I'm reusing this water. This is my syrup. I made a syrup. I did 12 cups of water and 4 cups of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I thought the cinnamon would be really nice for the pears. I already did a pan of pears. I don't have a lot of pieces here. I was going to do small jars, but I think I'm just going to add what I can of this to the large quart jars. Got my lids over here and some simmering water. Of course, according to Ball, if you're going to pressure cook your food, you do not need to sterilize. But I did wash these. I had them in storage. So I stuck them in the dishwasher with a dish pod and a cup of vinegar to make sure everything is nice and clean. These are coming to a boil now, so I'm going to turn the heat down. Website instructions. You're going to find a lot of hot water bathing on these pears. And that's fine, but I'm still learning this electric stove and it's been years and I just can't get things to cook as good as on gas. I cannot bring a lot of water to a boil for a long amount of time. 20 minutes is recommended. So I'm going to use the Instant Pot and I'm going to can them for 10 minutes. It was really hard to find a website to tell me how long. So that's what I'm going to do. Last year I did the Power Cooker Pro, I think it was, and it was good, but you needed to like preheat it before you put your stuff in, add a little extra time so that your canning time is, you know, on the dot. I got this last Christmas from my wonderful sister-in-law, and it's been awesome. I haven't used it for canning. This is my first time, but every time I cook in it, it brings the pressure up and gets it nice and hot, and then it starts the timer. Love that about this, so I can't wait to put this to good use. So this is what I'm doing now, and I will touch base when it's all done. And it's going to be, I've got a lot of pears to do, so maybe next week. See you later. So, some adjustments here. Haven't got very far. In the Instant Pot, you have to figure out what your PSI is, what your altitude is, and all of that stuff. So, I'm over here at this website about the pears, National Center for Home Food Preparation, and it's telling you if you're hot water bathing, for how long, at what altitude, and a dial gauge, pressure canner, and a weighted gauge. So I'm going by the dial gauge since mine is digital. Either one, pressure or dial, it says to process for 10 minutes. And for me, I'm in Arkansas, so I'm at the 0 to 2,000 feet, and it says to do it for 6 psi, which is going to be a low pressure. So if you have an Instant Pot and you're going to do that, if you got your book here, it tells you on the control and features right down here what the pressure cooking programs are. And it tells you what the low pressure means, which is 5.8 to 7.2 psi, and high pressure is 10.2 to 11.6 psi. So on your pot, you're going to push pressure cook, and you can push it 3 times. Every time you push it, it's going to change from less, normal to more, and that is going to indicate time. So I just pushed it to the middle, which gave me 5 minutes on my time, and I added it up to 10 minutes. And then the pressure level, every time you push it, it's going to go either low or high. So I have it on low for the 6 psi as recommended on the website. So it's on, and what it's doing right now is it's just building the heat and getting nice and warm in there, and once it builds up the pressure, it's going to start the countdown. What I neglected to tell you earlier on the pears, the website says to cook the pears for 5 minutes, but really you just got to wing this. I didn't want mine to cook very fast because, you know, I'm trying to do everything at once. So I wanted it on a slow, simmery type, you know. When I had stopped and focused more on it, I turned the heat up, got it boiling, and really you're just wanting it to cook, I would say not too soft, maybe like al dente or something, because it's going to finish cooking in the pressure cooker. So I just wanted to throw that in. I know it can be intimidating. It sure is for me. I'm like really scared to buy those older pressure cookers that have the dial or the weighted things on top. So to do this digitally, that's what I'm going for. It makes me feel better. So I just wanted to add that, and back to peeling. See you later. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to show you, let me put this down, of why I have specks on my water for all of those comments trolling. I call them the canning police. Anyways, you can dump it out, but why? It's a waste of water. The specks are from the juice. So again, this water has some vinegar in it to keep the pears from turning brown, and instead of wasting water, I'm just putting it in the pot. So I get some on my spoon and it transfers to the container over here. That's all it is. The water is still clean and usable and does the job. And yeah, so that's it. My first batch just got done, so I'm letting that just come down before I take it out of my pot. And oh yeah, I wanted to tell you, pears, for those who don't know, make Google your best friend. The pears, they don't ripe on the tree. If you let them ripe on the tree, they go backwards, I think it is. They ripen from the inside out, so you're not going to get a pear if you wait for it to feel soft. So what you need to do is, what I read on Google, is when you go out to your pear tree, and like you were going to pick the pear, you just hold the pear, just get the pear, cradle it, and pull it up horizontal. And if it comes off the branch pretty easily, then it's ready. But if you have to, you know, if you were having a tug and stuff, then it's not ready, and you don't need to do that. So, and this is how we did ours. We just grabbed it and lifted up, and when we lifted up, it just broke off the tree. So apparently that is good enough to get off the tree. Now you can't really start your canning until they are ripe. So you put your pears in a paper bag, paper grocery bag, and I have some from one of our grocery stores. They do have paper, and I didn't fill it up, you know. I just put like at most like 2 layers, you know, like pears on the bottom and then a row on top, and then I folded it up and I let it sit on my back porch until they get ripe. So they're supposed to be ripe when you push your thumb in on the head here and it's kind of soft and it gives way. So these are ready. I've only got a few nice ones. Most of them are pretty little. So of course, cut the bad chunks out. So what I'm doing is I am peeling the vegetable peeler, cutting in half, coring with this melon baller, and then cutting that half in half again. Okay. Boy, I got a lot of video splicing to do. Alright, well, I'm going to let these just sit in this syrup. I'm not going to bring it to a boil because I want my other things to cool down. And as soon as I'm done peeling my other ones, I'll bring this up to a boil and start these in the jars. Good luck to all of you out there learning too. Okay, I'm back for the final time, and these are the pears. I let them sit all night just to be sure that the glue is nice and set, and after that you can remove the rings. You don't need the rings, and it said not to keep them on so that you can better tell when you lose a seal, if that's going to happen. So pears are done. Yay! Next time I see you, I will be doing potatoes. My husband grew potatoes and he's dug them up, and now I've got to learn how to do those. Until then, have a great time.